Hi, and welcome to our league match. It's versus Team Red Bull, Team RB. What's the team news? The team news is that we've got Cunningham suspended from being sent off in the previous match, and that means that we're going to run with 3 defenders on the bench. We're going to put Us on the bench as well. On that, we're going to go with the same team that has won all of its matches so far this season. Don't see any reason why not to. And the same tactic that's won all the matches this season. That just doesn't, I don't think, make any real sense until it doesn't win every match, basically. As long as we won every match, I think we just stick with it. So far, so far 3 shots, yes. To the L1, yeah, we had an issue with a match the other day. When I played against him, so I think it all looks good. I don't see any real need to want to change anything. Had most of the possession, 5 shots to their 1. I think we just stick with it. We've now scored. I think we continue to stick with it. The big choices at this point really are: do we want to maybe not be as aggressive on the tackling? Yeah, with any luck. Today. So I think we keep the aggressive tackling. Because we're 1-0 up, and one isn't that much, basically. He's clearly going to have at least, I reckon, 10 shots. Well, I say another 10 shots or so. We'll just have 1 to another 9 shots or so, and that's enough to not need to be that lucky to score 2 goals. So I think. There's one of them. So I think we need to keep it there, basically. But all in all, I think it's still going quite well, really, because we still have more possession. We have twice as many shots on target. I think as long as we're sort of approximately having double the shots that they're having, with this much distance left in the match, we'll just score more goals than them. So I think it's just like we'll happily sort of trade blows. He's not changed anything, so we're happy. If he's not changing it, we're happy to just leave it. We need to leave that aggressive tackling though, because he's still going to have enough shots that he could easily score another goal. Really, possibly. There you go again. Should stop saying that. Possibly 2, I was going to say, and I definitely should have said that. So I think there's still potentially another goal left in him. So it's just we need to secure at least a 2-goal lead. I think he's still going to have at least another 7 shots. I reckon 6 or 7 shots. That's easily enough for him to score 2 more goals. So it's possible that he could score 2 more, whatever we do here. But I think we want to continue to just trade. We're trading really well. We're having lots of shots. We'll score 4 goals. So I don't see any reason to need to change it. But hopefully we can just get that 1 more goal. And then we can definitely not need the tackling so aggressive. Maybe we can really turn it down just a bit. I'm not sure. I don't think, no, we can't. It's not over. He can still score 2 goals in the second half. Can think about this more though. We've got time, we've got lots of pause time, so let's think it through. I think he's got enough there to have a similar half, and there's not a lot that we can do about it. Now, which means that he'd need to be pretty lucky, but not that lucky, so he could score 2 goals. And if we just leave it, then, you know, we should score at least 1 more goal. So basically, if we just leave it, we'll just win, I think. Provided he doesn't change something to change the course of the match. So basically, I think as long as he doesn't change anything, we're happy to not change anything ourselves, and he's not been changing anything. So he's pushed 1 player up, but I don't think that does much there. I think it just makes his team even more disconnected, allows us to enjoy even more possession. I don't think that's... I think we're happy to just continue to leave it. Just about to turn that tackling down though. We say that, he scored a goal, but I think we're just trading blows here. So yeah, like I was saying, I think this team, it just has a lot in the engine just because of the sheer quality, and I think that's just going to push us over the line. However, I keep saying it, I still think that he's potentially still got 2 goals left in him, so I don't think we can relax, so to speak, just yet. But maybe the correct approach, just thinking very quickly, what we don't want to really do is pause it, because he might then think to actually try something different, and something different might work out for him. Now we've got to go back to the aggressive tackling. I think at this point, it's genuinely possible that neither team might score another goal. So we can think about changing that tempo, because we're happy for there not to be such a rush. The other thing, I think because we're dominating so much, we just don't want to change stuff up. It's a weird situation where it's good for us and it's good for him, basically. It's good for us because we're on top of the match, but it's also good for him because there's enough happening that he might score a goal. At this point, I don't know. Don't want to give him unnecessary time to think. What can we do here to reduce the chances of scoring a goal? We probably can. I don't think we really want to change it up too much. Can bring Leon. We can bring. Is this the right sub? I don't even know. Tough. We can bring Carter on. We can press. I honestly don't know if this one was a good choice or not, because Pereira is so creative. Leaving him out there probably would have increased our chances measurably. You know, more than a little bit, but not a huge amount, but more than a little tiny bit of us actually scoring another goal, which pretty much would put this result beyond him. Whereas this guy's a slightly better defender, but at the end of the day, they could still score a goal. Whatever we do here, they could score 1 goal. That's just definitely possible. It doesn't matter, but I think he just won't score 2 goals. I think it's now time to maybe slow the tempo down. We made 2 subs. This might be a mistake, because if we'd only made 1, if we still had 2 left, it would be different. But now if we make our 3rd sub, whatever we do, we can't come back to it. So if we want to go defensive now and then he scores, we can't really do a lot to go attacking again. That's the thing. But let's just... He's not changing anything here, so I don't think we have to worry about pausing and sort of giving him an advantage because of it. I think what we can do is we can... This is super dangerous though, to be honest. I think this is super dangerous. I'm not sure it's over yet. I won't be saying good game just yet. He can easily score a goal. Still got 2 subs as well. That's right. I'm very much thinking, oh my god, like this match so isn't won, and he's conceded. It's a very weird situation. I think now I don't know. I think we're just committed now to trying to just hold this result, I guess. So let's just do it. Let's go ultra defensive and let's just try and close it out and hope that we don't get unlucky. But yeah, I think it's a bit of an odd one really, because he's got the 2 subs. He's not even got attacking mentality for his team, and he's conceding defeat. It's a very weird situation really. It's definitely not like we wouldn't ever be conceding defeat. As long as you're only 1 goal down, there's always a chance that you could get a result, no matter how much you've been. So good luck for the season. But yeah, I think you just, I mean, I don't know, you can do a video on it at some point, but there definitely is a lot to be said in the power of positive belief, and I don't know, it might be worth trying to do something somehow on that, but simply finding a way to win. It's easy to find reasons why you've lost. This isn't just in 90-minute fever. This is in everything. I guess you could say in life, but let's just focus on games for a second. It's easy to lose and say that it was down to bad luck. It's easy to, you know, you can have the better hand in Texas Hold'em and you just end up getting really unlucky, and you've got the massively better percentage chance of winning the hand, but at the end of the day the cards can just come out wrong and you lose, and it's easy to say that you only lost because of bad luck, but there's a lot to be said in the power of positive thinking, and even when the luck goes against you, to find ways to win, to always take whatever hand you've been dealt, no matter how unfortunate it is, and to just try to make the most of your situation. And I think one thing that you definitely find in all professional sports and in all games, and especially sort of computer games or card games or board games at the highest levels, at competitive levels, the people playing these games, they can find ways to win in games that just seem completely lost, basically. They can prevail against the odds, and I think there's just part of that is the fact that obviously they're just good at the game and they can be at a disadvantage and they can turn around and win. But another part of it is the fact that they understand what's required in order to transform their losing situation into a winning one, and normally that requires assistance basically on 2 fronts. One, you have to be awesome and you have to make all the exact correct decisions, and exact and correct in regards to the context of your situation. playing good anymore isn't enough. You've got to do enough to turn a losing situation around into a winning one, and that often means taking risks. So you have to identify exactly what the correct risks are. So one, it just generally involves being awesome, but two, you generally also just need to be lucky on top of that as well, quite often. So it's basically about understanding how to transform the situation that you're currently in when you're at a disadvantage, when you're losing, how to come out of it winning, and exactly how much luck is required in order to pull that off and apply your skills accordingly. Because what you don't want to do is require even more luck than what's necessary. You know, if you need luck to win, you already need to be pretty lucky, basically pretty fortunate to come away with the win. So what you don't want to do is sort of put yourself in a position where you need to be any more lucky than what's necessary, basically. So I think all of this just plays into, you might be at a disadvantage or whatever, but you should at least really have attacking mentality in this situation, and you probably should at least make your last couple subs kind of thing at the very least. And you shouldn't be giving up before the match is ended when you're only one goal down, no matter what, no matter of anything else. It doesn't matter if you don't even have a goalkeeper on the pitch anymore, or you've even had 3 players sent off. If you're only one goal down, it doesn't matter. It all doesn't matter. You don't need that much luck, basically, to come away with a result when you're only one goal down. You just need one shot, basically. One shot and some luck. So all you have to do is create a situation where your team can have one shot. And if you can do that, then you're giving yourself a chance to get a result. So I think all in all, for our team, we only ended up winning by 1 goal. It felt correct to trade blows throughout the match. I feel like the decision making was right. At half time we said we should continue to trade blows. If we did, we would score at least 1 more goal. I specifically remember saying that. And I don't think that he'd score more than 2, but he could score 2. And I remember specifically saying something along those lines, or in the ballpark of those comments. If I didn't exactly say it, I was definitely thinking it. So what I was generally thinking was, it's definitely in the realms of possibility he could score 2 goals in the second half. I was very much thinking that. And I was very much thinking not likely to score more than 2. And all we needed to do was keep with what we were doing, because we'd definitely score at least 1 more goal. I thought we'd probably score more than 1, or give ourselves a good chance to score more than 1. But then we'd definitely get sort of at least 1. Now, obviously, as it sort of played out, it didn't really turn out that way. And, right near the end of this match, well, not actually right near the end, we made this double sub and stayed attacking. But then at some point, we shifted a bit defensive. And we're very much looking at it from that point whereby, okay, well now, I think I said it as well, there was a point, I think we're around the mouse pointer is, where we're saying basically, well now, it doesn't matter how many shots we have at this point. We're not guaranteed to score a goal anymore. And all he needs to do is have 1 shot and he could score a goal. And you have to keep that in mind. And I think from that point is where we sort of decided to switch our formation around without making a sub to try to close the match out. Sort of successfully did that. And then right near the end there, sort of absolutely committed to going ultra defensive for the last 3 minutes of the match to close it out. And we did it successfully, luckily. But I still think that, with attacking mentality and a couple subs there at the end, could have been enough to have 1 more shot, and 1 more shot would have potentially just been enough to have come away with a draw here. So I think we're a bit lucky in that regards as well. Overall, I think our decision making was okay. We were a little wayward with the aggressiveness. I think we toned it down and then conceded a goal, and then it was only down for a few minutes, so we put it down for a little bit, conceded a goal, put it straight back up. That was probably a mistake in hindsight, not just because they scored a goal, but clearly the match wasn't secured at that point. It was looking really good when we were 5-2 up. I think, that was looking pretty good, 5-2 up. Maybe it was okay. It wasn't that bad to tone the tackling down at 5-2 up in this situation. 5-2 up and dominating the match, I think you're pretty confident. Obviously, they then scored 2 goals and it pulled it back to 5-4, and it looks a hell of a lot less confident all of a sudden. But yeah, probably it was an okay decision to turn that tackling down. Then they score straight back up. I think that was okay. Because obviously 5-2 up and dominating the match. I mean, you just leave your better players out there. You tone the tackling down. You reduce the risk of injury, but you can leave the players out there for longer. I think that was probably the right decision. So actually, I think we made good decisions. all in all. And we're pretty unfortunate really to concede 4 goals off only having 6 shots on target. I mean, it's possible. It's not ridiculously unfortunate, but a little bit unfortunate. So I think we managed to win a match. Realistically, it was quite comfortable, even though they scored those 2 goals and they only needed to have 1 more shot to get the result or whatever. But realistically, it was quite comfortable. We're always, I don't know how comfortable. Maybe it wasn't that comfortable in the end. We're only 1 goal up. It's never that comfortable. And really, they actually did have a bit of play towards the end. I can even see here the last 10 minutes possession actually were on top of us. It's not that unexpected though when we've got 5 defenders and a holding midfielder. It's not that. You're inviting some pressure and you're just hoping to defend against it, which we successfully did. So I think all in all, the decisions were good. I'm not. The other matches this season, I've been quite critical of our decision making, but I think this match, I'm alright actually. I'm okay with it. I'm quite happy with it. There's a chance I think that you play this match again, and it unfolds the same way, and we would make exactly the same decisions. I think so. I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. We can look at the league table. I think now that's literally 3 matches, 3 wins, and each of those 3 matches we've won by exactly 1 goal, and they've all been matches. Well, I mean, obviously, if you only ever, they're all matches where it was in the balance. Really, I mean, typically speaking, if you only win by a goal, it's in the balance. But it wasn't the case in any of these matches where we were sort of winning by 2 goals and then they've scored in the last minute or anything like that. It's always been the case that it gets to the end part of the match and. Or even more than the end part of the match, a big portion of the match, potentially, just like the one that we've just played. How much was it? It was a huge amount of match. They scored in the 60th minute, so it's 33 minutes. At any point they could have scored. We had to hold on to that 1 goal lead for ages, 33 minutes. I think the first match of the season we held on to it for. We scored early and we won 1-0, and we basically held on to it for the whole entire match. So. Being pretty fragile wins, I guess you could say, like that. So, but that's a good sign, I guess, because we could have not won one of these matches. We could have not won more than one of these matches, but instead we've come away with the 3 wins, and I think it is going to be a really competitive league. There will be teams that do well. There will be teams that score a lot of points this season, but I think it's the case that pretty much. Maybe every team, we'll see how it shapes up, but I do think that most teams in this league, if not possibly all of them, barring maybe, I'm not familiar with all of these, there's a couple I'm not familiar with, so it might be possible that there's one whipping horse, but I think it's going to be the case that nearly all of the teams in this league is going to be capable of getting a result off of anybody, and I think that's going to make these 3 wins even more valuable than normal as well. Particularly because they were against. Well, we just beat a team that hadn't lost in their first 3 matches, so they've just lost their 4th match. So they only played 4 matches, only lost once. And again, we played Redoxia. They played 2 and they finished 4th last season, and they've only lost once to us. So I think. So I think it's good, basically. So. Thanks for watching and catch you for the next match. Cheers.